One of the first things he said was that he didn't want Zod to just be a villain. That made the idea of playing the part interesting to me. If Earth was in such dire straits as Krypton, what side would you take? Or how would you feel about it? Or what would you try to do to stop it from happening or fix it?
Where is the Codex, Cal?
If Krypton lives again, what happens to Earth?
The foundation has to be built on something.
One of the greatest things about what Michael brought to Zod is this sense of, why won't you understand what I'm trying to tell you? Genuine belief in what he was trying to do, especially in the scenes we have together, which is the idea of like how beautiful Krypton is, and we can have it again.
When I'm trying to convince Clark to take up with us, Zod says some touching things. When he says, I lost my family and everyone I've ever loved, that's very powerful to me.
That's what makes him interesting, is that you are presented with a character that, from his point of view, is striving to do the right thing. But it just happens to be a kind of slightly broken point of view.
Why are you surrendering to Zod?
I'm surrendering to mankind. There's a difference.
You let them handcuff you?
Wouldn't be much of a surrender if I resisted.
Lois traditionally has always been a strong female character, but she was still always being saved by Superman. Today, Lois is more proactive. She goes off and she does what she needs to do.
Part of the canon is that Lois Lane doesn't know that Superman is Clark Kent, or certainly she didn't find out until much later. And we just thought, well, what if she found out? Would it be such a big deal?
I'm a huge fan of Superman. I was a huge fan of the movies growing up, so when I thought of Lois, there's definitely ideas of what and who that was, but at the same time, to come at it from a new point of view, to me it's very exciting, and it's very freeing, because she has been reimagined in so many ways over time, and this is sort of the modern imagining of Lois.
I think it's much more of a partnership than it's been in the past between she and Superman. In a lot of ways, she's the right partner for Superman. She's a reason to save the human race, It's cool that he has that example right in front of him.
She is obviously Superwoman in a societal sense.
She opens Cal's eyes to an entirely new way of existing. He's so used to being private with who he is, and finally he got to share it with someone, and he could trust her. And she gave him the concept of a future on the planet.
I think it takes her by surprise, that it actually takes this person from another world to actually make her more human. His humanity actually brings about a change in her, and I think she comes to really respect and identify more with humanity by her experiences with Clark. They say it's all downhill after the first kiss.
I'm pretty sure that only counts when you're kissing a human.
You have the Kent family, you have the Jor-El family. I get to play sort of the patriarch of the Planet family.
Having Lawrence play Perry is different from the way he's represented in the comic book. Lawrence is a fan, he understands responsibility. He's like, okay, I'm not classic Perry White, but I have all these other characteristics, all the things you'd want Perry to be. In a lot of ways, more capable than the Perry the way he's written in the comic book.
Come on, stop what you're doing! Let's go, everybody, let's go!
Perry White used to be an investigative reporter, and that there's still some of that in him, but because he's running the paper now, he has the responsibility of sort of holding everything together and keeping people within the boundaries of good taste, let's say.
Print it or I walk.
You can't. You're under contract. I'm not running a story about aliens walking among us, Lois.
Perry and Lois have this secondary partnership that helps Lois, helps the story, helps the canon. In a lot of ways, you're definitely finding the way in for a modern audience.
Sir?
Hi, my name is Dr.
Emil Hamilton.